Drake acquires a one-of-one off-white Nike Air Force One. So Drake has recently sought and acquired a one-of-one sample for the off-white Air Force One, complete with the sample stamp at its lining. The pair offers one of the off-white Nike Air Force One's simpler colorways. These are believed to be the rarest iteration ever made. It's likely we'll never see these hit these shelves in capacity. So I know that you almost did a story on these. You actually did bring it up to me first, but what are your thoughts on Drake snagging this incredibly rare shoe? And now that it just holds even a deeper meaning still with Virgil Abloh tragically passing away.
Well, I know that I think Drake and Virgil were pretty close.
Were they?
I think so. I think there's photos circulating where they're together a lot, and
Everyone loved Virgil.
Yeah. I didn't see any. He was always in the news in a positive light. Like, I don't think I've ever seen him do anything, which is crazy because he was so like designer, and usually people like those designers
get a lot of hate.
They're snotty, bratty. They're like, I'm too good for you. I design only $1,000 shoes, but Virgil was pretty humble.
A lot of the same aura that surrounds Kanye West that you hear people talk about.
Kanye West is just like, I talked about this to my girlfriend about this. Like, he's like on Mars and everyone else is chilling on Earth still.
So that's the thing. It's like
he's so out there.
But that's what happens is like you start to get the people on Earth that start to look at you as eons and peons. You're like, oh, I'm miles above you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of the way that Kyrie kind of talked to the media.
Yeah.
And people don't like that. People do not like that.
No.
Like, if you're the smartest one in the room, you shouldn't have to say anything about it.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I mean, but like as you're saying, I mean, for a designer or something like that, it is pretty common ground to be a little bit
right. So I think,
pampered, but
yeah, I mean, I think they're just full of themselves. I mean, rightfully so. I mean, if you're designing for the top of the top, the cream of the crop,
what is that much money supposed to do to you, right? Like, could you imagine, like, you wake up and that money's in your bank account? Who is supposed to tell you anything? Like, that's kind of a scary mindset to kind of look at it. Like, who you wake up and you got 10 million in your bank account? Who are you about to listen to that day? Who's going to tell you anything at a fast food restaurant, at a this and that? It's
right.
Like, it just like changes your mindset. It can.
Depends on your I mean, money can change you for sure.
My favorite thing. I heard some like talk hosts say this is money doesn't change you. It just amplifies who you are. So like whatever you are, like if you're kind of a little bit of a snotty person, you get all this money, you're going to become super, super, super snotty. If you're a pretty generous person, you get all this money, you're going to become a very generous person.
That's very true. That's a great saying.
Yeah, dude, right? No, so you can take that, keep it in your back pocket.
But focusing back on this Drake article, I think it's a great thing. I think they were pretty close. So I want to know how he got his hands on it. Like, was it offered to him? Or did he reach out to Off-White? Or like, I wonder what the. Oh, for sure.
You think so?
Yeah.
You don't think it was like, because I was wondering like if they were super close, it was like maybe like a left in his will type thing. Like, hey, these are for you, Drake. If you want these.
No, I think.
If you want these, hey, these are for you. Take them because I know you want them.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think Drake purchased them, but I don't know where he purchased them. I think it's crazy.
If you guys, it would have had to been from like a individual, like, hey, you can get them for this price.
Yeah.
Like not like I don't think it was an auction because that would have been
no.
Like,
It's
hey,
private
these
sale.
are up for auction.
Yeah.
Right.
It was like, hey, do you want them? We'll offer them to you for 6 figs. Yeah.
Right.
I think it's cool that Drake got him. I think if you haven't seen him before, I think it would have been one of the best colorways out there if it ever came out. It was
white.
It was a simple Air Force One triple white, but with instead of the white swoosh, it was the
gray.
It was the we don't have the off-white with us, but
it's over there.
It's the silver sparkle silver, and it was really pretty. It would have probably been one of the best shoes out there, especially for the Air Force One. But it's cool that Drake has it. I mean, I don't think he's ever gonna sell it anytime soon.
Imagine having that type of a rare.
Do you think he's gonna wear it?
Depends on what size it is, first off. If it's a one of one,
that's true.
It's got to be a size. Maybe that's why he bought it. Maybe that's why they offered it to him.
It's in a size.
But when do you wear that? Gosh dang.
You wear that to his like award shows for sure.
Yeah, that would be pretty crazy.
That'd be awesome to see. I'd love to see it on in hand. But
I love the Off-White Air Force One. It's definitely a cool design.
I know it's still tragic what happened to Virgil.
He has so much life left.
No one saw this coming.
It's really unfortunate, especially just how he was kind of involved with Nike, with Louis Vuitton, just like he had his foot in a few different baskets and was making them all good. He was even gonna bring the Louis Vuitton and Nike together.
Oh, so. It was crazy. It was I don't know if he's at any impact with that. Where I think he might have had some leverage in there because I knew Virgil was with Nike. Then Virgil went and signed with, not signed, but became really involved with Louis Vuitton. And then Louis Vuitton now have a collab on the Air Forces. So I wonder if he brought them together and made that happen. Because if so, like, I mean, he's changed the game because now Gucci, all these big companies are like wanting to collab on footwear because, and hopefully he was the one behind it.
You know, speaking of like just now that we're talking about Virgil and just talking about collabs again, it just brings me back to something that we should have used with Adidas. You want to know who has some ground that really could have taken or done some more stuff with it? Is Sean Wotherspoon. There's been some really cool Wotherspoon Adidas collabs. Been some really cool Wotherspoon Nike collabs, but you know, I feel like the Superstar, like the Super Earth, like ZX, whatever it was
too
okay.
out there.
It was a little too out there with the stuff coming off of it, but that's another person that had some really cool creative stuff.
I think what happened to him is, I think he's a dad now, so I think his priorities changed.
I have no idea about his personal life.
I think I follow him on Instagram.
But I'm like, I have no idea what that guy is up to.
I think his priorities changed. One, number two, I think he stayed independent, so he could go to either or.
Because he went with Nike, he went with.
But I think, with that being said, I think that didn't give him enough leverage to do what he really wanted to do. Like, there's no new model coming out with the Sean Witherspoon. Like, I think he'll always be hopping back and forth, and I think that's it. Like,
I saw, what makes me really remember is I saw someone wearing the Air Max 97 Sean Wotherspoon the other day.
Yeah.
Whenever I was in Orlando, and I was like, dude, that was my grail at one point. It probably still kind of is. Like, it's loosely like one of my favorite shoes of all time.
Super
that
nice.
Shoe is amazing.
But now you got the.
I almost got the fake pair. Oh. Whenever I was buying fake shoes off the H-Skate, I was like, I'm just gonna get a fake pair, but I didn't do it. I don't buy fakes anymore. So.